Hello everyone and welcome to another reading. I bring you a very interesting reading today. Spirit was a little bit sneaky with the message. At first I didn't get it because it literally hit me when I was outside, but in that moment, let me tell you what's gonna, I don't know, the spring equinox, we have a very big shift in energy. So much that everyone's feeling it. Even the people that are not that much in tune with their spiritual side or their spiritual practices, everyone's kind of like feeling it. So let me paint you the story real quick of when this message came in. I decided today, because it's a holiday, so today everything's closed. And well, at least it was supposed to, but still so many stores were still open. And I was like, oh, okay, interesting. I decided to go take a walk by this forest path that I really like because there's a river going between the two path walks, or like sidewalks, or whatever you want to call it. Anyways, there comes a point where there's so many sirens going off in the distance. And listen, usually when a ambulance or the police car has to go somewhere, they usually only have the blue lights on, usually not the sirens, unless they need to let you know that you're blocking the path, which is very different from Switzerland. In Switzerland they're just constantly on, but yeah. And they just kept coming up again, and I was like, that's so weird, that's so unusual, you know. And there were multiple ones. That was the interesting thing. It wasn't just one car, there were at least 2 or 3 cars, and I was like, okay. So a very big thing was happening, but I was in the forest. I didn't know which street they were on or what was happening. At one point I was asking myself, is war breaking out? Like, what is happening? I'm in here in the middle of the forest. I was the only person in that moment. All the people all of a sudden kind of like disappeared. So I was like, this is so weird. But yeah, I didn't pay it any mind, which probably the message would have come in that moment. But yeah. I get home, start cooking up lunch, continue listening to Natija's new reading that she uploaded, an almost 50-minute reading, and I was like, oh, she's feeding us. And yeah, as I'm listening to the reading, chopping up my potatoes, that's when like I start reminiscing again about the sirens. And then Spirit hits me with the sentence of literally, don't get attached to your old life. And I was like, oh, we have a message coming through. I have to drop everything real quick and write it down because I will forget. But I was also like, really, in this moment, I'm trying to get lunch done because I'm starving. Couldn't this be earlier? But yeah, I wrote down the things. So sirens and notifications, which are to get you to pay attention. That's what Spirit is trying to do. Then the sentence, don't get attached to your old life. So basically, in other words, let it go. Let it go, because that timeline is dead. You're entering a whole new timeline. Then also be prepared for the massive shift. So you could have felt very exhausted today, because I wrote down heavy integration. So if you feel like you needed today more rest or naps, give yourself that time. You need to, that's your body asking to kind of like block every sense out so it can like, that energy can integrate, because you're leveling up. You're leveling up hardcore. And I was exhausted today. I woke up very early and ready to start the day, but still exhausted at the same time, you know? So I was like, is this my hormones because I'm literally about to get my period, or is this energetic? And it's definitely energetic, because I took a nap and I still spent like, I think 1.5 hours more in bed, dozing off a little bit, but also right now just like literally scrolling, you know, distracting myself, which is okay because that's what the body needed in that moment. We're back on track. But yeah, give yourself these little moments, okay? Did you hear that? Confirmation. Wow. So it's kind of like, don't rush through it. This big shift is literally quickening everything in your life. It's gonna be very fast-paced energy, so you need to kind of load up. Usually that does not happen here on this street because it's literally the school's there, then the freaking the pool, and then like the sports hall, so lots of children, so no massive fast driving here, so that's insane. Basically, Spirit is saying your life is about to take off like a sports car. Something else I wrote down was third eye and throat chakra. So I don't know, maybe you've had difficulty for the past couple of days speaking, stuttering a lot. You've been having very vivid dreams. Very, like, pay attention to the symbolism in the dream. The fact that the sirens went off while I was in the woods, I still have to look at that. Why specifically, but I feel like that's a huge message. So let's check with the tarot cards. Oh, also, then while continuing to listen to Natisha's reading, sirens went off in her reading as well, as she was saying, like a level up. So you see, collectively we're all going through the same thing. So let's see what's happening. Three of Wands, expansion. And the fact that today is Thursday and it's a Jupiter day, which is literally the planet of luck and expansion, understanding. So like, yeah, yes. We have the Hanged Man. Again, like I said, you cannot get attached to your old life. Your brain is trying to get you to think about things from the past. Today I woke up from the nap too, and about the circumstance, my brain was like, oh, I want this so desperately to go my way. And I had to catch myself and be like, why are we begging? Why are we so desperate about this working out? Also, I feel like I'm very red because it's too warm. It's like over 20 degrees today, so kind of like, also like that as well, like that extreme weather change. I feel like it literally signifies it can turn from one way to the other right away. Like you have no idea what to expect in a way, but also intuitively you've been feeling it this whole week. You knew that something's gonna happen. The King of Swords. Like, yeah, you knew that the truth was goodbye old life, new one is so much better, and it's just the shadow version of you that's trying to grip onto the old things. We have Six of Wands and then the Seven of Wands. Okay, so you're moving forward, but there's still a little bit of defensiveness. Yes, I'm keeping the Seven of Wands. Something that you need to ask yourself this week, because as we're moving into the spring equinox tomorrow, and then Mercury goes direct, and also finally saying goodbye to the biggest part of the post-eclipse. Technically it's gonna still last a little bit until the 24th, but you know, we can already breathe. What can you do to lower your guards and those defenses a little bit every single day? How can you ground yourself, especially because like my brain today right now wanted to be like, oh, I'm not ready to let go of this shitty circumstance. What can you do to make it easier? Queen of Pentacles. Okay, this could be for some of you, very big amount of money, sums of money are gonna come in. The more you put yourself on the pedestal and just what's the word, view yourself with high value, that money is gonna be like, can I come into your life? Can I make your life better? Like, do you want to give me a little bit of that attention? The Moon. Okay, a lot of things being revealed in the next 48 hours. Ten of Wands and the Chariot. Okay, so even through the things that you need to release, a lot of the shifts are going to be fast. Like I feel like the next 48 hours in general are going to be significant for every single one. The chariot pot here also represents basically no matter what's happening and you having no clue about what's gonna happen, go for it anyways. Don't be too scared. Don't be like, oh, I can't handle this. This is gonna be too hard. Again, ground yourself when that voice is too loud. Crash outs today gonna be happening. If you're gonna cry today, again, don't be surprised. It's the last little bit of release that you need to do. And it's totally normal. Strength at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Self-concept affirmations around like you being brave. Change is not gonna throw you out of the loop. Or also, what else? Confidence, like something that boosts your confidence. Self-concept affirmations around that. Oh, okay. So we have the 7 of Cups and then the 8 of Cups. 8 of Swords, sorry. There is still some fogginess that you're experiencing, where that fogginess keeps you trapped, you know. Brain fog, totally normal. But here's the thing, you're overwhelmed because you're tired. It's not that you don't know what's happening, it's just there's so much overstimulation happening. Again, ground yourself, take it a little bit slower. You do not have to rush through things, okay? Go to my healing channel, which is linked down below, and watch the last Reiki video, which removes the need for toxic productivity, where you feel like I have to go. And also, what was the other thing? There was something else right now, but can't remember it. We have the Wheel of Fortune and then the 5 of Cups. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. You know, things are shifting right now. A karmic cycle is released, basically the old timeline. So right now you are in like a mourning position of mourning your old timeline and the new one kind of developing right now. And the closer you get to the new timeline, the more you're gonna be like, I don't want to let go. I kind of like, I'm too attached to this one. That's why you're not supposed to get attached. So do whatever it takes. Say thanks to the old timeline, write a letter, visualize your old self and your current or like new self standing in front of each other, thanking them for what they did and all those things. Whatever helps you get closure, basically, okay? Let me pull a couple of oracle cards. I feel like the fairies have some good advice today as well. And very loud, apparently. We have birthday. Oh, sorry, that's the microphone. So again, a celebration. And maybe it is your birthday. So if it is, let me know in the comment section. Happy birthday. So it could be like a solar return. For some of you, it could be your Saturn return. Saturn moved into Aries and we're moving into Aries season, and I have a Saturn in Aries. And I tell you, things are amazing. Like, the shifts have been insane. Like, you know, life bettering. Things going in my way. Everything kind of like falling into my lap. Like, I don't have to do anything. Which, because there's a lot of fear mongering around the Saturn return where everyone's, oh, your life's gonna suck. I fell into that trap too, you know. I didn't know about astrology as much as I do now. So I was kind of like worried about having my Saturn return and being like, oh, how's life gonna be when I turn 29? They do say that if you already have done a little bit of some previous inner work, that the Saturn return is gonna be easier. Now here's the thing, maybe it is like that, but it really depends what sign you have Saturn in. I have it in Aries, which is very fast-paced energy, very like head first and deal with consequences a little bit later. just extreme like blunt confidence and all that. But I have it in my third house, so it's about communication. You know, I have to improve my communication. I have to learn how to sometimes soften a little bit the blow, but still, you know, not sugarcoat stuff, you know. But again, it also depends, like the perfection year. I have my perfection year in the 6th house, which is all about healing. So for me, obviously the healing so far has been a little bit rough, but also at the same time good, because the things are moving so quickly. All the blockages, energetic blockages and emotional blockages, 555 on the timer, have been making my life so much easier. Yeah, I cried for like, I feel like for the past 2 months so much, but you know, if that means that the rest of the year is gonna be amazing and everything just falls in my lap and in my favor and all that, I'll take it, you know. Speaking of healing, emotional healing. So if you feel, one way you can ground yourself is listen to a chakra meditation, or like in this case, go out into nature. That's why I went today to the forest, because I was like, I need that energy. Then we have fall. You could be a fall baby. Fall could be your favorite season, or something that you did last fall is right now like being really pushed. Or on the contrary, for some other people here, one very big thing is gonna happen this fall. So what is it going to be? Okay, 2 more cards and then we will move on to the High Priestesses. We have perfect timing, or divine timing basically. So yeah, if certain things didn't work out before and now they work out and you're like, why now? It's because of the version of you is so much different from when you wanted the things to happen. Could the version of you back then handle what you can handle right now? Probably not. That's why you needed to do that character development first. New home, okay. Could be literally you moving into a new home for like this new beginning. My friend got like accepted for this new house that she applied to with her boyfriend. Like they got applied so quickly, like literally it was all, they visited, like they contacted the person and visited the house and got confirmation within the same week basically. Super fast, you know. So if you've been looking for a new place to stay, the same thing's gonna happen for you. For others of you where you're like, I don't want to move, this just means this new timeline is your new home, where you're gonna feel so comfortable. Okay, High Priestesses, please let me know what my collective needs to hear for this level up. What's advice? And we have a fast paced card again. Wow, I don't know if I'm gonna cut that one out. We have pregnancy. Okay, like new birth, rebirth basically, transformation, new life. Also, she was wearing red, so root chakra. Make sure your root chakra is balanced. Then we have awakened the priestesses, the priestess of Avalon within you. And she's wearing a lot of blue. Again, like I said, some of you have throat chakra imbalance, so make sure that you speak up, that you communicate, okay? The Black Priestess is awaiting you. This is just a reminder to not suppress your feelings, and whatever fear that you have right now, it's not a weakness, it's a strength. You can transmute that energy. It's gonna propel you forward, okay? Do the inner work that you need to do. Do not put it off. It's, the more you put it off, it's not gonna disappear. It's just gonna come up with new circumstances, new people, different situation, but basically same old shit. So do you want to get it out of the way now or later? It's your decision. Then we have those who say you cannot do something have no idea. So basically, do it anyways. Do what makes you happy. What does it say at the bottom? Recognize that everything's possible. You want to know why? Because you're the creator of your reality. It's your consciousness that created everything around you. Woof. Look like a ghost right now because of the card. Let me just balance that out real quick. There we go. Did it improve? No. The camera does whatever it wants. So yeah. Oh, it did get better. A little bit better. But yeah. Kind of like saying certain things are really within your control. But don't get obsessed over it. Okay? Put your attention to the things that matter the most. That was a very big lesson between that me and a friend have been realizing when, because we're both very into law of assumption and energy and how you create your reality, right? And you can go and change every circumstance that is kind of like annoying to you, but certain circumstances just are not worth the effort, basically. So it's kind of like saying choose your battles. What needs your attention the most right now? You know, something can be very insignificant. I had like one thing in my life for the past 3 weeks, kind of like, where I could have taken the time and energy to shift that in a different direction, but I was like, actually, you know what, no, because this other big thing, that's what actually is the most important to me. So I'm just gonna disregard that. Let reality take care of itself, because sometimes if you don't pay attention to it, it dissolves, because it has no pressure to shift. And I focused on the other thing where there were lots of emotions and wounds that I still needed to heal around that topic. So I focused on the healing there, not even changing the circumstance, on the healing of me getting triggered, of me having going into a spiral and assuming the worst. That was the main priority. So basically, also choose your battles wisely. And sometimes you have to take care. For example, the minor inconvenience that happened where I was like, this is not worth the effort. So what did I do? A freezer spell. I was like, you know, I don't have time to deal with you right now, so I'm just gonna put you into the freezer right now. And yeah, safe to say, it worked. It took care of itself. I didn't have to worry about it at all. But yeah, but this is for those people that are into witchy stuff. If you want to hear more about freezer spells, let me know. But yeah, what should we do for today? It is kind of like a new timeline, so what could we use as an emoji? Definitely the affirmation would be like, I welcome this new timeline. But the emoji right now, I'm kind of like lost. So whatever emoji resonates with you, whatever you feel called to, let me know. I feel like you have your intuition on point anyways, and I want to see which emojis you're gonna pick. So yeah, I hope this reading gave you clarity. And I'm also feeling called to say, if anyone wants a reading with me, I have tons of options on my Stan store, from quick 3 or 6 card readings, 10-minute readings, 20-minute readings, quick manifestation check-ins. So you have options to choose. Everything's linked in the description. I will see you guys in the next reading. Until then, goodbye and have fun with this new timeline.